Welcome back to Network Africa. Before the break, we were talking to our correspondent, Betty Divya in South Africa, as she was explaining to us why Oscar Pistorius says the date for the sentence has been adjourned to April 18th. Betty was telling us that that's the date for that particular court. But Betty, as you rejoin us, let's understand what happens to Oscar Pistorius now. First of all, the bail has been granted. Oscar Pistorius is he free? Will he continue his 5-year sentence under house arrest, or does he just await a new sentence? We seem to be having problems again.
Could you please repeat? I didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry. Well, Oscar Pistorius's bail, of course, was posted at 10,000 rand, which means that for now he stays at home. But does he continue his sentence as a 5-year sentence he had originally started, or does he await the sentence next year?
Well, he's awaiting resentencing, but the conditions of his house arrest continues, but tighter this time. Remember when he started the house arrest, he won't be wearing a monitoring device. So now the conditions are stricter because according to Heavinell, it's not a case of the lesser charge, which is culpable homicide. Now he's a convicted murderer. So the conditions are stricter. He's waiting sentencing, or resentencing in this case. So he'll be wearing a monitoring device. Before, he was allowed to leave home between 7 a.m. and noon. That he has to do, but he must take permission from the required authorities. So it's stricter conditions while he waits. But it seems it's going to take quite long for most people outside watching that he's clutching at straws and trying to delay by going to the Constitutional Court. But he has a right as a citizen to go to the highest court. So right now he's home. But the conditions for his house arrest are much stricter than when it was just a culpable homicide.
Betsy, thanks again for joining us on that Network Africa. We know you'll keep your eyes on that story. Now let's turn our attention to Ghana, where Chief Justice Georgina Theodora Wood has announced the dismissal of 20 judges and magistrates after a thorough investigation revealed their involvement in a corruption scandal that has shocked the country. The investigation was opened in August when a journalist revealed that he had evidence showing judges demanding bribe and sex to influence judgments in court cases. Justice Wood said she wanted to assure the public that the Judicial Council, the regulatory body for judges, would take prompt and resolute action to redeem the image of the judiciary. Meanwhile, the Judicial Council Secretary Justice Alex Archibong said some of the sacked judges have been stripped of their benefits, but that of the other judges was retained after they showed remorse and apologized profusely for bringing the judiciary into disrepute. The sacked judges and magistrates were from the lower courts and had been investigated by a committee appointed by the Chief Justice. One judge was cleared of the charges. A second inquiry focusing on similar allegation against 12 High Court judges has not yet concluded its work. Joining us now to get more on this is Ghana's Capital FM's correspondent, Richard Sky. Richard, thank you for joining us on Network Africa. And we do apologize. Richard will be joining us later. Let's take a short break now. When we come back, we'll talk more about the judicial system in Ghana. Please stay with us.